problematic optics of certain photos, right, that they may have of Kamelo, they try to heighten that, bro. They try to promote that is with as much power as they can. That's why they got their, their Sambo soldiers going out trying to put that out there.
Wake up, nigga.
And it just goes to show you how wicked and evil these people are. They don't want you to succeed, because upon you succeeding, now the system can't railroad you as easy as it does with black people who may not have, such a financial backbone. That's the whole point of them trying to attack the wealth of black people, because now if you attack the wealth, then they're at the mercy of the system. And if they control the system, well, now they can, put you in this neighborhood and put a whole bunch of gang members in the neighborhood and let chaos ensue. And that's always been their goal since day one. The moment in time that we were not useful to them as slave labor, they have done everything in their power to destroy us completely. Yep. It just is what it is. These are the facts. It's historical, and even to this day. So that's what's happening. The fact that they can't control this, now they're lying. They're about to lose their minds. I wouldn't be surprised as time goes on as they start rioting, okay, as they did with January 6th, because they are not getting their way. And this is something that is fundamental to their psyche, right? When we talk about post-traumatic slave syndrome, we also have to admit post-traumatic slave master syndrome. If something doesn't go their way, they'll behave like a January 6th. If something doesn't go their way, they will absolutely riot. They will absolutely, cause death and destruction along their path. And that's unfortunately where we are right now. We're at the point where they are trying to malign a 17-year-old kid without any information. There is a video that we haven't seen, which the family has said would absolve Kamelo Anthony, right? But we haven't seen it. But they're not even giving him the benefit of the doubt. I think that's the issue. The issue is that we were told, hey, we're all innocent until proven guilty. But we can see right now that that's not the case. We see that's not the case. That the number one determination of whether you're innocent or guilty in this country, unfortunately, is your skin color. That's what it has to deal with, is your skin color. Because by that same token, Ashley Babbitt is innocent. Kamelo Anthony is guilty. That's how they think.
Damn.
They have no problem with that logic, because it's a logic that has served them since we got here, since the beginning of time. Kill, steal, and destroy, as the scripture says. That's what they've come here to do. And the sooner we can acknowledge this, I think the sooner we come together, as we can see, and unify behind, Kamelo Anthony, and at least giving him a fair trial. If he's found to be guilty, then so be it. But at least he can have the finances and the resources to try and fight for his freedom. Because if anyone has ever been in the court system, it doesn't matter. The only thing that matters in the court system is who you have representing you. That's it. And that costs money. So that's why they go into these, our black neighborhoods. That's why they destroyed any type of generational wealth, because they know that upon you going to court, upon you going to the system, that if you don't have actual competent representation, you're going to get railroaded. That's what's going to happen. And you're going to wind yourself in jail, and then you're going to have to go and petition the court, right? And try and gain your freedom because you've been...
Now, hold on, let me put a pause, because my man is cooking. He's rolling. When I when I was doing Nate's Point of Views back in the day, I used to talk a lot about black empowerment. I used to get mocked. Talking about black empowerment, self-sufficient, ownership, and education for the black community. I used to preach that a lot. I got mocked for it, and I got ridiculed for doing that type of content. And the people that was really ridiculing me over it was people I know, my own people. I was getting trolled by my own people. So the problem is a lot of black folks, they're stuck in a fog. And it's sad, because you got a lot of big sassy Sambos out there who's actually doing more damage than a lot of these racist folks out there. So that's the issue. That's what hinders us. We're the only group that really don't stay on code. We don't really stay on code. All the other groups, right or wrong, they stay on code. One of the things that I do respect about a lot of these white folks who the ones who a lot of the ones who are probably against what's going on, they just stay silent. They don't say nothing. The ones, obviously you can see them out, on social media, they're all on code. Latinos up until the whole immigration thing and them voting for Trump, but usually they stay on code. Asian Americans, they stay on code. All the other groups stay in code. They get into tribalism, and they we're the only ones who really don't do it. Um, I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. So my man's cooking here. He's making some really great points, but you know, some more of this.
Been wrongfully imprisoned, and that's how they get you. But in the meantime, between time, they get to use you as a slave according to the 13th Amendment, because they have found you guilty of a crime even though you didn't commit it, but they can use your slave labor, which is what they've always wanted to do. So I want people to just take a step back and look how everything is happening. Look how many videos are supporting Kamelo Anthony, and look how many people have deemed him guilty before any trial. Right? Before anything, they just deemed him guilty based off a narrative that they want to believe is true. This man claims self-defense, and instead of giving him the benefit of the doubt, just as they did with Kyle Rittenhouse, they gave him the benefit of the doubt, right? They did everything in their power to defend Kyle Rittenhouse. Did they not? They'll defend Kyle Rittenhouse with their life, okay, with their soul, but then railroad a Philando Castile. Not say anything about Philando Castile. That's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the lineage of evil, unfortunately. But God be willing, hopefully.
No, this man is cooking with this. This video is wrapping up, but I'm just going to end it on this note. They're not even addressing the double standards. They're not even addressing it. I see the comments. A lot of these folks, they're not even addressing what's in the video. On Facebook. Facebook, they're very infantile because they're not, at least on here, they're trying to, a little weak debates. This is weak. Facebook, they're just childish. They're not even addressing the double standards that they have. They're just a lot of emotional race tards with a bunch of, racial slurs. It's really dated, irrelevant. It don't even pertain to Black Americans. Like I said in my last video, there's more white people welfare than any other group, and I make more than the average white man in America. I do. So, with that being said, you guys know my motto: go out and be blessed and be a blessing to others. Your boy Nate. I'm out.